Yesterday, I did a stream on a niche little space game called Nebulous Fleet Command. It is what I would call a realism-adjacent kind of fleet-focused space-based wargame, with a heavy focus on PvP and multiplayer action. However, it had recently come out with a campaign game mode that I really wanted to play because I do like the game. It is a neat little video game. Now, I mentioned at the beginning of the stream that the publishers, Hooded Horse, are in all due likelihood a very woke company, but I then also mentioned that I don't actually care about that. I could not give two rat's assholes about who the developers want to boink, or their fetishes, or their proclivities, as all of this is utterly irrelevant as to their abilities to make a good video game. That's all I want, a good video game. But today's public service announcement is to inform you that the moderators of their Discords, and probably the developers themselves, who set the guidelines, of course, do not share that opinion. They very much so do care who you are and what you are. As a while after going offline, I received a message referring to this post, a comment on the stream, from KitKat. I got banned from the Nebulous Discord server for posting this video. What the fuck? What's going on here now? And mindful of the fact that literally yesterday I pointed out that we do need to police our own for non-existent drama, I went on their server and, right enough, I found KitKat, same name, same user profile image, posting the stream. And immediately thereafter, people started zeroing in on him. The reason why I'm telling you this is because you need to know where you're not welcome. You need to know where the bigots and the hateful shitheads are, and Nebulous is apparently full and ran by bigoted people who hate you simply for being who you are, simply for liking someone or being a fan of someone's content. And I've been told repeatedly the last couple of decades that we've got to point that kind of stuff out, and considering as well that this is a premium video game sold on Steam, and one of the kind of type of autism that a lot of my audience might be interested in, I feel a warning is definitely needed here. So, obviously, I then want to check if this could be some kind of troll account. So there's KitKat, mutual servers, not Nebulous Fleet Command, which I am currently on. So the fact that he is banned appears to be true. So maybe he's a troll? Well, if he is a fucking dedicated one, as he has 112 pages of comments on their Discord. Thousands of comments, 2,793. Not only that, he also created a mod for the game. So no, not only is this not a troll, this is one of Nebulous Fleet Command's most dedicated audience members, one of their most interested people, and they banned him for liking the wrong person on the internet. Whenever I think I've reached the level of just how unbelievably intolerant and douchebaggy the progressives can be, I am yet again amazed. This would be like me going to a long-term channel moderator, repeated donator to the channel, somebody I've known for ages, and going, well, you know, you watch the wrong people online, so I'm gonna have to ban you now. It's ludicrous. And the response to all of this is, so I reached out to the man also directly for a final confirmation, and yes, he was indeed kicked. So, to expand upon this, because I went into the server and looked at this conversation, the thing that seemed to have caused a lot of the outrage was, one, posting my video, and then having the audacity to speak. He mentioned this, for example, life experience, women play D&D, not Warhammer, because he'd commented on a previous post, man, we need some VTubers to play Nebulous, and he said, that's probably unlikely. And this is an entirely uncontroversial statement. I'm pretty sure the data bears this one out quite easily, but they started jumping down his throat like absolute mad. See, here's the craziest part as well. So he got banned in part for posting my video, and in part he got banned for being attacked, as that is what continued here. Literally just a massive dog pile of people attacking him, where he doesn't even argue. He's just like, listen, okay, I don't care if you want to attack me for this, and it keeps going on. When I make a sexist claim based on literally 0 peer-reviewed studies, just my own idiot vibes. Sorry, you are a chud. Bro is also ArchCast watcher, given the benefit of the doubt at the first, but that's just so fitting. And he doesn't try to fight back, he doesn't try to engage, he doesn't escalate in any way whatsoever. He tries to do the exact opposite. I can't help that, I'll leave you guys alone. Does that help? No, they keep going after him. Like this one. You have precisely 0 evidence to support your claim other than your own life, which is what the experts call anecdotal, and thus can in fact be dismissed, which is the statement, women play D&D, not Warhammer. I'm pretty sure I could find a peer-reviewed paper on that one. In fact, I'm pretty sure GW could provide that one. I've played plenty of strategy games with women, and bluntly, the fact they're less represented in that scene has a hell of a lot more to do with sexist and creepy attitudes men have towards them than them being capable of strategic thinking on the same level as men. Okay? Where are we even going with this? And get, like, this is the most offensive he ever gets. Just because one group of people has different interests from another group doesn't mean you hate either group or think less of them, as this guy is suddenly like, oh, clearly women are idiots. What? And continues to try and de-escalate. You know, I'm not going to convince anyone the Discord server isn't a place for this. If you want to keep yelling at me, do it in DMs, not on the server. And it just keeps going with a lengthy diatribe as well, accusing him of sexism, being an idiot, etc., stating that every person has the exact same brain. There is no difference between men or women whatsoever. It's purely just sexism. Which is not an argument I would make in the progressive community, because that kind of knocks the news under the whole trans argument, but oh well, details. We're all the exact same brain in the exact same body. Right? I'll remember that for next time. And eventually, of course, by this point, the mass reporting has long since started. He tries to go like, okay, you know, I'm not going to argue with you. I'll delete the post if you want. They keep going after him until they get him banned. So, to summarize here, KitKat went on their server, of which he has been a prolific member for years, by the way, for which he has been making mods to just post a stream of a YouTuber he likes. And thank you, by the way, for being a fan of me. I am eternally grateful for everyone who thinks of themselves that way. This caused then a mass outrage, with people attacking him en masse, even as he tries to downplay it, because this isn't the place for it on a Discord server for a video game, to talk about how everybody has the same brain, apparently, which, oh, God help me, I'm not even gonna get into here. And then he gets banned for being dogpiled, for constantly attempting to de-escalate the situation. This is what left-wing gatekeeping looks like. This is exactly it. This is what I've, in essence, urged us to attempt to emulate. The ability to, with complete, zealous determination, unaffected by any real-life factoids, realities, or anything, to simply assault people, and then to even have the moderators, the supposedly neutral people who are there to simply maintain the integrity of the Discord, side not with the victim attempting to de-escalate, but with the aggressors. This is the level of absolute uncompromising groupthink, of pure unadulterated bigoted tribalism you see amongst these people. And again, I don't give a shit. I've told later, and I've heard from KitKat as well, that apparently a lot of the developers are super woke, trans, gay, furries, or whatever, and I just don't care. I have no problems with anybody's sexuality. It's never been an issue of mine. What is an issue of mine is how the left wing behaves, and that is what this is. This is classic progressive behavior, and there does seem to be a correlation between the two of absolute indoctrinated tribalism and those sexualities. So, consider this the public service announcement. Nebulous Fleet Command is an incredibly hateful and bigoted video game that is full of toxic asshole people that don't know how to treat anyone decently. And I had planned to continue streaming the game because I do enjoy it. I did like the campaign, even if some parts of their realism irks me quite heavily, coming from a Command Modern Operations background style of games. But no, I'm not going to, because frankly, they're shitheads. And they treat somebody somebody who likes me really goddamn fucking poorly for it. And worse still, somebody who obviously adores their video game too. Again, as clearly demonstrated by an incredibly lengthy post history going back to 2022, and even making free content for their video game. These people are scum. The lowest of the low, and I really can't wish them anything better than that they get what's coming to them from simple justice and reality. Because, well, it's all they've ever wished for me. We might as well return the favor, right? Until next time, this has been Arch. Thank you very much for watching, and know that I'll quite literally never treat you like this. Have a good day.